Hi, this is Kim Pinkney and welcome to my channel. Alrighty, so I apologize for the delays on popping in. I should have been back on Monday, but I've been working furiously on this particular comic, and I just didn't have time to talk. But I also wanted to have something to show you guys. So this is the beginning of the Helping Hand comic, and I am working on this with Jamie Wojcik, and we are. He's pretty much writing it, and I've got free reign to illustrate it. So far, I have created a few characters that I want to update. Everything is really super rough, but the thing that slowed me down the most was creating backgrounds. I've been watching other videos on how to create comics. My first comic is already up on Webtoons, and it's a, I don't want to say it's a disaster, but there's like no backgrounds. There's virtually no backgrounds. I suck at backgrounds. I've decided I really suck at backgrounds. So what I did is I started to envision what kind of buildings I wanted. So while I'm doing that, it's like I have to come up with, it's like world building. So this is supposed to take place kind of, I think, present day-ish in Anytown, USA type of place. And Jamie's giving me like free reign to kind of develop the town. So I was trying to come up with an idea of a town that kind of has gone from like really old roots to this sprawling metropolis type of thing, and then it can get worse as each generation comes along. And the first building that we really come across is the police station. I have to have these people walking towards something, and I'm like, I was trying to work the backgrounds, and I suck so bad at backgrounds. And so I found a way to kind of get a head start. Like once I have the idea for a background, it's easier to, get going. But also you need to worry about where your text boxes and stuff are going to be. And this one here is heavily loaded with text boxes, this particular first page. And I don't know if I got to get with Jamie and ask him if he's bound by a certain amount of pages, or if I can get away with doing, adding a page or a panel here and there. I don't want to mess up his printing process. But anyway, so these are the kind of characters that I designed. And with his guidance, his inspiration on what they look like for the most part. And this first part is they're walking down the street, but they're facing forward. So you kind of wanted to introduce them that way. And the rough part was like I was coming up with what they look like, their coloring and things like that. And still vacillating on what I want their hair to look like and things like that. But so that's where I am so far. If you were with me in the first couple of what is it called? First live streams or two, I had come up with some of the panels of what some of the panels look like, my roughs. So I've got a few extra things that I want to throw in, or because a lot of it's going to get obliterated by all the text boxes, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of keep it to a minimum and blur it a bit so that the people will be the focus. But this is basically what I had come up with. And because I suck really super bad at backgrounds, I had to find a way that would work for me in order to turn these things around a lot faster. So what I ended up doing was going in to like free sites, like one is called Pexel, and finding different things that I could use without getting dinged for royalty. I'm slowing down. I need to speed up a little bit, but anyway, so the world that I've created here is called Silk City, And it starts off as it's a city that happened to have silkworms that were unique in all the world, and because they're so unique, their business thrived, and so the city sprung up around that industry, and now the industry itself is kind of like how Detroit is known for cars in the past. Now it's known for crime, but previously was known for cars and that sort of thing. This place here is known for the silkworms. It's got special trees that only grow in this particular city, and it has a different type of worm that almost looks like a dragon. And it eats the tree, it eats from the leaves of the trees, and it's got really good fruit, so it's got a really thriving industry. And the whole city kind of just evolved from that. Now, the police symbol that I came up with, I had found online a wireframe that looked almost like a badge. And I'm like, ooh, sweet. So what I did is I took one of my brushes, one of my Procreate brushes, and something that kind of looked like it had different little texture to it and whatnot. And I used it here. And I'll show you the process of what I did. I went into Photoshop. I won't be able to show you the Photoshop portion here, but on another video I'll go ahead and do that. Or maybe I'll show it a little bit later on how I got the outlines. So let me go ahead and do a quick replay, and I'll try to talk through it without it, speeding up too fast on me. Okay, so I had found some outlines, and I brought it in here, and this wireframe that I like. And oops, that was quick. I found a wireframe that I liked, and let's see if it's still in here. No, it's not. And then I went into Photoshop, and I thought I could isolate the lines nice and clean, and it just was a disaster. There's just too much crap all around it. So what I did is I brought it here into Procreate and turned on the tool, the drawing guide, where you can use symmetry, and I use symmetry to create this. So as I'm doing a line, it just symmetrically draws another line on the picture. And so I wanted it to kind of mirror what a silkworm does. These worms pretty much, let's see, I was watching a video on silkworms, and it just kind of makes a cocoon going around the edges, and then it gets all the way to the center, and it cocoons itself, and then it evolves into a moth. So before the worm gets to the edge where it becomes before it becomes a moth, they're harvested in a safe way so that the worm is not damaged. So they've got worms that are almost 100 years old, and they make this incredible silk. So the worm has been tricked into just keep making the mulberry, just keep eating and creating these things. So I took this and just traced lines that I thought would look kind of like a wireframe. And I wanted it to be, I was looking at a building, and I have this thing for, let me do this one more time. Video replay. So yeah, so basically I brought that in, and then I eventually changed it to the lines that I've got here. And then as I'm looking at it, I'm like, if I took out like these two little spikes that are going down on the badge, I could probably put Silk City Police Department in there, protect and serve, in in the other part beneath it. But I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. So that's what I've got right here for the image. Now, let's see. I think, let me show you what I was inspired by. Bring it over. It wasn't that one. This. In San Diego, there's a building. Let me move this over so you guys can see my inspiration. And I saw this wireframe pyramid and I'm like, ooh, a pyramid, that's tight. Because it's like I want these cops to be like, you know, I wanted the wireframe because it kind of reminded me of the silkworm. And then I'm like, okay, all right, kind of like a cocoon type of thing. And then around the edges, I'm like, this is really slick, but I have to find a way so I can make it my own. So I basically brought this particular idea in to Photoshop and created outlines. And here's the beast right here. And let me turn everybody else off and turn, let's see, this guy back on. And when I exported it, it still had the lines and stuff like that. But I'm like, you know what? This is really cool. And then I found another building that I like too, and I'm going to incorporate that so it'll change this up a bit. But when I created the outlines here, brought it in, I decided I was going to go ahead and put a pattern around the edge here. Let me see if this will let me do a replay so you can kind of see the process. So I cleaned up the lines on that side, added a texture here. I found that this one particular texture that I used for the pyramid itself was kind of distorted, so I ended up adding to that and putting it in. And then I took another texture, kind of like similar to what I made the badge out of, and started making kind of like a wireframe on the building itself. Okay, so let's see. And basically here are my my colorings and stuff like that. Now the wireframe here, I was inspired by, let me see if I can just pull it up from here. I tell you, Google Slides and the My Drive in Google has been nothing but invaluable to me. Oops. For source images, putting things side by side. So I found a couple textures that I liked. This one right here is what I've used right here, and I just pretty much distorted it so that it fits and meshes around the edges. And but because of the way it looks, let me see if I can zoom in a bit. I didn't want the windows to just look like a whole bunch of wires. So what I ended up doing was smudging it so that it looked more like a window, in a ritzy kind of way. And then I came back and added a tone, and I wanted the tone to kind of mirror, oops, let me get rid of this, to kind of mirror what's going on the pyramid itself. And that's this beast right here. And when I turn it off, this is what I've got so far done. Let me turn everybody else back on, and then I'll turn off what I've got. And I even brought the badge over. Now I was trying to figure out how to make the badge be the main focus on here, but yeah. But before I got to this point, let me turn this off. So far I'm going to have the entrance right underneath the badge. I'm going to have a sign that says Silk City Police in this area right, oops, cancel. Let me see if I can just kind of pencil it in. I'm going to put it like about right here. And then like on the side here is going to, oops, make sure I've got a, yeah, I can erase that. This is where cops will drive in and enter the building and drop off perpetrators and stuff like that. And it's like a little parking garage that goes down underneath the building. So that's where you would keep all the prisoners and stuff like that, or suspects. We're not prisoners, we're suspects. And then in the front of this will be, or rather, this is the front, and this is the back. And then there'll be parking in the back, as well as a police-only entrance. And right here, the people have to come to the front here, where it looks all nice and stuff, but all the hardcore stuff happens down below. So it's like an underground type of thing. And I wanted to incorporate like the silkworm thing, so this all has like this kind of meshy type feel. Okay, so the original or one of the other buildings I had tried, I'll start it from the beginning. I had gone into Photoshop, created the outlines, and you can see the outlines of the building here, but because it's got this weird boxy shape, I didn't want to get dinged for this being a oh, Kim just copied it, what the hell. So I didn't want that copyright type of thing going on. So let me show you the evolution of my suckage to kind of cool. So this was the original idea. I liked the pyramid, but then I wanted to, because this was like a silkworm type of thing, because this was a silkworm type of thing, and it was like an Asian-ish environment, I wanted to incorporate the culture into this. The town eventually becomes a melting pot, but in this case, I decided to kind of just add a little bit to it. Like in the badge itself, it kind of has the pagoda type of roof type thing going on, and I was even playing with the idea of putting like the pagoda edges on the roof here, on the rooftop. But people like to jump and things like that, so I'm like, maybe not. But anyway, this idea started with the pyramid, and then I was thinking about doing a pagoda building, but I'm like, no. Jamie says that it's supposed to be a modern building. So I found a building that was interesting to look at. It almost looked like an F. And so I started doing the environment, trying to get the environment to kind of reflect off the windows and stuff, and it still looked really super primitive. And I tried using different layer blending techniques and stuff, and I'm like, I really don't like this. And the further I got, the more hours I spent on this, the less I liked it. And then I tried a little bit of photo bashing, is what they call it, where you bring in a texture. I was watching some videos on extruding or making 3D letters, and I tried that technique on this, and I'm like, you know what, that kind of works. So first I tried a texture, and then I made a brush out of the windows. This is really super fast. Let me see if I can slow this down. There we go. Work with me here. Okay, so trying to keep that 3D idea, or with the dark on one side, light on the other. And I tried using a textured brush on the windows, and I'm like, meh. Kept going. Then started to do the environment on here and trying to give it a little bit more depth. But the lines that I have already on here were kind of like, they're really harsh to look at, and I had to figure out, how do I make this work? I tried everything I could to try to make the lines a little darker, and I don't know, I was going to obliterate them anyway, so I was kind of wasting my time. So here are some of the layer thingies I tried to use on here. I tried using color dodge, color burn, difference, and it just was not coming out the way I wanted it. It made the thing orange. When I tried to do what is it called, inverting the colors, and that's part of the process to isolate the lines, but it just did not work. I could not get these lines to be more prominent for me. Anyway, like I wanted the lines on a whole nother layer without having to redraw them all. And so I started adding what I thought were kind of like highlights to the building, and highlights and shadows, and it was kind of working, but it was still kind of meh. Added the badge and just gave it that extrusion, extruding type of look, like it's just hanging off the side of the building. I tried playing with the idea of it, making it smaller or bigger and things like that, and I'm like, it's not too bad the way it is, but anybody with the windows right there is just kind of sucking. And so I tried using a a brush, one of my textured brushes around the edges, just to kind of give it like that feel where the light's hitting it from the sky and things like that, and it just was not looking right. So that's when I decided to photo bash and use the brushes that not brushes, I'm sorry, the textures that I found. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that one. And then I decided on the metal brush, and I'm like, ooh, that looks good. So using the what is it called, the masking layers, I started creating this sort of thing, and I'm like, this is working. It looks like a metallic building, like it's steel. And then I created a window brush and created those windows, and I'm like, but it looks kind of tacky with that. This kind of brush probably would look great with a like a more ritzier building, like a bank or something like that, like a bank high-rise or something like that. Like on the tower would be like the executive offices, but like shittier windows would be on the lower half. Okay, so let me let it go. So I got my window brush to work for me, and then just kind of cut it off at its angles and stuff like that, and it gave me that look. I like how it turned out right there. As I'm going through it, and I did this like yesterday for a few hours, and I'm like, I just didn't like the color, the overall color. What I did like was when I took the brush metal and put it down on the corner, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't suck. But then I still had all that stuff around the edges and things like that. But it's like with a little bit more time, it could look really interesting. And then I'm like, you know what? Since I had gotten this far, why don't I just do the pyramid? So I abandoned this idea, and I'll probably use that for another area, maybe a side building somewhere, and just go ahead and go with this. So now continuing with this guy, I'm gonna go ahead and delete this, and I'll be changing the environment a bit. So maybe I'll put the badge, like that 3D badge that I created. Let me see if I can go snag it. Hopefully I've got it all on one layer. Yep. Let me copy that. And go to gallery here. Come back here. And then just go ahead and paste. Oops. Go ahead and paste that. And then, ooh, that looks even better than that. Okay, so let me get rid of this one. Because what I was thinking about doing was taking this, let me put it back, taking the 3D one and putting it like right here, and then having the words Silk City Police Department right here, and then maybe some water or something like that. I could use it in both places, but it might be overkill. So like on the other side here, oh, that's right. I had come up with a building that inspired me. Let me see if I can pull that up. And let me go back. Post it under source images. This was another idea that I was thinking of that would look pretty cool for a police station. But I'm like, meh. And this is the idea that I really started to fall in love with. Here are the meshes that I kind of just did a search on. I found them on Pinterest. And I'm like, you know what, this mesh might work. And then I thought that maybe in the interior I can kind of use something like this, you know, as a brush. And I want the letters to kind of be like this, kind of stand alone around the front or something like that, or around the edges here. Things that people would see when they first come through. This would be like an area that people could walk through, because there's a scene where the characters have to go through, and they're looking at not windows, but Use your words, Kimberly. They're looking at, this isn't it. God, dandruff, what did I do with that picture? They're looking at photographs. Let me see. It's not, maybe it's under here. Okay. So this is kind of like an idea that I'll have for maybe the edge where the cops can go and drop off the suspects and then go into processing. But this is the other building that I had an idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to incorporate a bit of this going on, the step type of look going upwards on both sides instead of it just being straight. And that'll kind of change it up a little bit. I could have it wrap around the pyramid, but I don't want to obscure what's going on. So I'm just going to have it stay where it is, but kind of give it that step look, kind of like what's going on here. Let's see. So that's my inspiration for the edge here. And I'm going to see if I can do that in this video here. Okay. Alright, so how much of the 3D are we going to see is the question. What I will do is this right here, this long part here, I'm going to break it up. Oops. I can't remember if I don't think I've merged these layers yet. I don't think I did. So here we go. So we got this right here. And what I'll do is I'll make a mask of it. And that way I don't destroy the mesh completely. But then again, yeah, I'll leave that there. I need to make, let's start with the first rectangle. So I'll do this. Before I mess with that one, let's see, this can merge down to that. It shouldn't change it. Okay. So one of the things that I learned on creating these buildings is I'm going to be using the selection tool and filling it. Let's see. I'm just going to make a selection anywhere since it's on its own layer. Oops. Using the rectangle tool. Okay, so I got that. And I want to put it above a few things. I'll just put it above everybody for now. And I'm going to fill it with this right here. But before I'll fill it with that texture. So it's still selected. I'm going to go to where I have that mesh. I'll bring you back out. Let's see. I don't know if it's under textures or backgrounds or source images. Let's see. It must be under textures. Now, because I was thinking about making it into a brush, so I could just go ahead and brush it onto stuff. Okay, so let me grab that, copy. And this is what they consider photo bashing. And then I'll use that brushed metal like around the edges. Okay, so I'm going to paste it. No. Okay, there we go. Paste. And then I'm just going to make it bigger. We'll just do uniform for now. It doesn't have to be big. Let's see. I'm going to freeform it. And I might not even need this white. There we go. Yeah, I probably don't even need the white. I'll go ahead and get rid of it. Okay, so we got that one. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it at an angle a bit. I'm going to use distort and just kind of turn it a bit inward. It's easier when you have the grid up. I don't have my grid up. Let's see. I'm trying to decide, how do I want to do it? Do I want it to kind of be the same size as let's see. I flipped it horizontal so that the grid kind of opens the other way. And I'm trying to decide if I want to make my openings the same size as the windows over here. And I think I'll keep them the same size. So I'm going to go ahead and use distort and just kind of push it inwards. It kind of distorts the image a bit, so I won't push it too far. I'll just push about like right there, and then I will delete some of it. Okay, so I'm going to use the selection tool again, and I'm going to rectangle chop, 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 about right there, and then just go ahead and erase. It should give me a nice clean edge. Okay, and then let's see, I want to have it, let's see, have a little bit further out, so let me do that again. I wonder, let's see, since we're on that layer, I'm going to bring this out just a little bit. I'm going to duplicate it real quick. Turn that one off. And then using that selection, rectangle selection, let's see, this one's going to be the part that sticks out farther than the others. Yeah, so we'll cut it about right here. I could. No, I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, so I'm going to erase that. Oops. Get on the right layer. Always the right layer, Kimberly. Okay, so we got that. I need to put it behind that pole. And I'll probably duplicate that pole. We'll put that, the duplicate, underneath. Let's see, and it needs to be above, let's see. There we go. And let's see, we'll just keep that there. And we'll crop it too. Let's see. And we can take this. We'll copy that. No. I hate that the gallery and the thingy is just so close together. And then paste. And I'm going to put that right there. Bring it down. Oh, let's see, we'll freeform it. Just bring it down a smidge. And what I'm thinking about doing is just duplicating this again. Let's see. It doesn't look like it's extruded. Let's see. Duplicate that. Turn it on its side. And oops, and we'll put that above. Let's see, I might have to just keep it going in the direction of the light here. That doesn't suck either. putting like a little cuff down there. Okay. But okay, freeform. So I'm not really worried about the edges not being symmetrical, because I'm going to trim everything down here. We'll just bring that in. Let's see, and we'll put that beneath the... Let's see, does that work? No. Let's see. But I want it beneath this guy. I think it's that guy. I'm that guy. Alright. And then the guy that's kind of warped, I'll take you. Just kind of trim you. I'm sure there's like an easier way of doing this. But what I want to do is kind of keep that and duplicate it. Probably end up moving this one. I'm trying to find it. These guys, they're safe to merge. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some of these extra layers because it's a bear. I don't want to merge it to that, but I do want to merge it here. Let's see, I can merge these guys. I'm going to merge these guys. Whoops. Alright. Okay. Let's see. Now if I can just get a few of these guys together here, because what I'm thinking about doing is just, oops, this part needs to go beneath that. La, 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 la. Let's see. There we go. We still stay in the right place. Give me one quick second. I gotta run to the restroom. Let's see. For those who are just joining, I'm trying to fix this one building up so that it kind of has like this beveled, not beveled, stacked kind of look to the office buildings, just to give it a little bit more of a unique look. And I'll just go ahead and play this. Video and replay. Make that bigger or smaller. There we go. I returned. Sorry about that. Don't pee faster than 30 seconds. Alright. Okay, so I don't know, maybe it's not a good idea. I don't know. Let's see. I wonder if I want this all to be merged so I can move it, duplicate it, and have fun with it. Just gotta find where everybody is. Let's see, are you guys it? And then we've got that one layer, no problem. Let's see if that'll work. We'll duplicate. And just kind of bring it in some. And we'll put it beneath. Ooh, now that looks unique too, doing that. Huh. I kinda like it. I kinda like it. Alright, let's see. Because it doesn't have to be on top of each other. It could be just kind of like that, or I could even have it up higher. And then I do another one. Let's see, I want it beneath it. There we go. I kind of like that this is over that. Okay, let's see. So this guy here, I think it's this one. Let me move this. Okay, so that one's underneath that. It's almost like a spire, from a castle. Let's see. Okay, so that's the center one. I'm trying to figure out what bar that one is, but I kind of like that they're going up staggered. Trying to figure out what this one is right here. Let's see if I can bring it in front of that bar. Is it that? Okay, that one's the small one. We don't really need that one. I don't see any changes happening with this one. I can get rid of that layer. Oops. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, this layer. I kind of want that above. Okay, let's see, was it this one? There we go. And then, let's see. Okay, you. I want. There we go. And then you can still see a bit of the back of the pyramid. Let's see. I'm trying to decide, do I want to get rid of the pipe right here? Yeah, I think I do. So, not that one. That one. This one. Oops. We use the selection, the not freehand, rectangle. Rectangle. And just give me a clean break there. Let's see. Now this, let me see if I can figure out, that's fine, where if it's kind of a little bit bigger. And it's funny, all these little pictures that I'm doing, people are only going to look at it for like a second. Okay, so that is on the same layer. as that. Actually, I kind of like that it goes at an angle. Let me see if we can make that work. Let's see, we'll give it, how can I make that edge a little cleaner? We'll use the freehand here. There we go. Because if I put a line on it, it's going to look like crap. Let's see, does that, it kind of screws up that there. Let's see. Let's do this. Just erase, and then we'll use like a shadow, give it like a bit of a, let's see, we'll change it to favorites. There we go. And just kind of give it a little bit of a line. Give it a little, and then we'll just kind of smudge it. We'll make it a little bit harder. And smudgy, smudgy. And just kind of have it go with the edges here. Smudgy, smudgy. Follow your shape. And just kind of soften it more. There we go. Lovely. Now, I think what I'll do is I'll copy that. Oops. We'll use the rectangle tool. That way, save a little time. And I'll do a 3-finger sweep. And we'll copy and paste. Now that's on its own layer, and we'll just bring it on down here. I kind of like that too. Okay, I need to bring that above that. Bring you up here. See if we can get it to fit. I like that it kind of looks like a pipe if I do it like this, like from Mario Brothers type of thing. That's kind of cool. Why I like that? Why I like that? It's just different. I wonder if I can duplicate that. Let's see. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. It just gives it a little different. Something a little different. Here, we'll duplicate. Oh, but before I do, it's got something on it. That's why it's way down below and not centered on my little layers image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it, bring it all the way up to the top. But first I got to zoom out. Or actually, let me hold down that little tool there. Yay! Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I'm going to bring it all the way up to the top here where it's cutting off. Deselect it, select again, and then it's clean. Okay. And then I'll duplicate it. And we'll bring that up on this one, and then just kind of off to the side. Happy accidents. But since I can't see it very well, just want to kind of make it look like it's a cuffy type thing. Cuff type thing. There we go. And I guess I can do it on the bottom too. Duplicate. And we'll bring it down here. Getting all designy and junk. Okay, so to make this, I like that. I like it. The only thing is that I don't like the angle that these guys are at. But you know what? It is what it is. Let's see. We'll just keep that. And we'll give it the same kind of treatment as we did here. And what I did is I pretty much, let me get to it. I'm going to merge all these guys down. And then bring it on down. Like there. All right. Okay, so that's where I am so far. Let's see, I got another hour, so I'm cool. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this. And I'm just going to bring it over here. Now it's got some weird stuff going on too on the edges. Some schmutz. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, turn it on its side, and just kind of let nature take its course here. I'm going to deselect it. Okay, some of that's gone. I mean, it's lazy. I could just use my eraser tool, but yeah, I'll do the eraser tool on that part. Okay. This has got to go behind everything. And we'll move it. Let's see, we're also going to duplicate this. And we're going to put that behind everything too. There we go. So it just comes around the edge. Now I'm wondering what I can put here to kind of make these guys look really unique. Let me see. I want it to kind of be just like that. So that needs to come, oops. This needs to come down here, as we are in perspective. All right, and then we just got to trim. We'll merge these guys together. And then just erase. All right. And I think I want, let me turn some of the stuff back on. So that's on. Let's see. Oops, no, the gallery. Buttons are too damn close to each other. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I want this again. Now the downside to using textures that look this like realistic is that you have to do that throughout the entire piece, or else it'll look like crap. So what I'm going to try to do is try to make it all kind of fit into the atmosphere of everything. Paste. Whoops. Add. Paste. Let me bring this up. Maybe just an edge. Let's see. they should connect. We'll warp it just a little bit. So it looks kind of like it's bending. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's above. Okay, and then we'll do it again. Let's see if we can duplicate that. And we'll bring it up here. And bring it back that way. I just need to warp it back down. Let's see, we'll distort it. Just have it do this sort of thing. Okay. I was happy a second ago. Okay. So we got like a little bit of a cap for that. And when we turn this off, let's see what we've got. Lovely. Okay. What else can we do to this thing? It's like, can we have done enough? Damn it. Okay. There was also coloring that I think I had on it. Unless it's already merged. Okay, I must have merged it somewhere and then lost it. Okay, so I want to kind of keep the same coloring here to make this look like windows. Okay, so what I'll do, let's see, I'll merge what I can. Where do you want to go? Put you on top of that. Because I'm pretty happy with the way things are looking. I don't think that I'll have to... Yeah, I think I could get away with merging everybody except for the badge here. Let's see. Where is the badge? There it is. Move it up even higher. Oops, merge these guys. Alright, so now it's all one piece and I can clean it up even further. Oh, I lost the subject. There he is. Okay. Okay, don't lose that. Okay. And in case I need to move that, I'm not going to merge it. Okay. And I think to be consistent, let's see, what did we have before? On the pyramid, let's see, we'll bring it up a higher. Okay, so we need an entrance. How should we do the entrance? Okay. La 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 la. Before we do the entrance, I want to do a ground level. Let's see if I've got a brush for that. Textures. Now I kind of want a street type texture. Let's see, elements, industrial. Something that looks like asphalt. That short shag carpet almost looks like asphalt. Let's see if I've got a one that I've created for that. That's pretty. We'll put that on another building. Let's see. Could do cobblestone. That's not bad, but that's more of a skin. Something that looks rough like street. Not a problem. Let's do this. I'll come up on here. Okay, so street texture. Ooh, yeah, let's see. What looks kind of gravelly? This looks good. There we go. We're just going to go ahead and copy that. Come on back. Don't need that. Okay, so we're going to put it under industrial. Okay, and we'll call it street. La 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 la. Remove this. I don't need that anymore. Properties. Okay, street. Go to grain. Do I want grain or do I want it in shape? I'm trying to think. How did I do that? Edit. Import. Paste. There we go. Go done. Go to grain. And I wonder if I put in the same thing, it'll look like that. I don't like that. Okay, so edit, import, source library. Let's go to soft, go done, done. Oops, did I miss my grain? I lost my grain. Import, paste. I'm going to do an auto repeat, and I'm going to make it so that when I do use it, it's going to be seamless. There we go. That looks nice. Okay. What does mirror overlap look like? Oh, that looks pretty, but we don't need that. Go done. There we go. That's nice and street-like. And let's see, I guess that'll work. Okay, we'll go done. Okay, so this is going to be our street level. Now I want people to be able to come around the bend here. I like that idea, but we also want to have it come on into the building itself. Let's see. Make sure we're on a good layer, and we'll just go ahead and throw our street in there. Or actually, let's do this. We'll select it. Oh, clear. Freehand. And then we'll put like that's not very clean. Let's see if I can, maybe if I make a rectangle. Yeah, let's do that. Just clear. Now, one of the things I like doing is creating a rectangle and then distorting it to where I need it. I'm just going to make this big so I can get that in there. My brush is very small. I wonder if I can make it bigger. Let's see. Properties. Maximum size. Let's try that. Back it up. There we go. Lovely. And then we'll even throw a little bit of gray into it. Maybe even a deeper, darker black in some places. If it's heading towards that part, we'll make it a lighter gray. Whoops. Take your brush down. There we go. All right. All right, and then we'll distort it. Just have that there. Need grass and stuff, like a sidewalk. Let's see, we'll use that same texture, but we'll change the color to maybe about like that. And we'll keep it kind of clean. So let's see, we'll make this a little darker. Okay, and then we'll do another. Let's see. We'll do rectangle. Give it another layer just for giggles. And then we could put like trees or something in here. This is going to be like the edge of the sidewalk. Give it like a lighter gray. Let's see, we can merge. Come on, you. Light gray. Well, actually, let me see if I can get rid of this. There we go. So I want something around the edge here. Bushes? We'll use this one. Okay. Just get some whoosh. Go boosh. Organic. Alright. We've got sword grass, wild grass. Trying to think. Do I want to give it... We need like an industrial looking planter or something, maybe. Maybe with the, let's see, let's do this. Nope, not gallery. Damn you. Okay, there we go. We need something that's going to protect and serve our plantage. Foliage. Oops. Didn't quite make it to the other side. I think it's under, no, it was under textures. And I've got different textures I can use. Ooh, that would look good for a sidewalk. But would it go good with that? Let's try it. Copy. We probably won't see it very well. We'll make it into a, let's see, we'll put it under industrial. Now, you don't have to switch this to black and white. It automatically will do it for you. Let me move this over. Let's see, we'll go to grain, edit, import, paste, and there it is right there. And then the shape, we'll just go ahead and edit, import, source library, and I want soft. Wow. Ooh, some of these look interesting. Okay, let's see. I don't think this is doing what I wanted to do. Hold up. Oh, it's still on grain. I wanted it shut on shape. Let me see. Import, paste. Okay, go to shape. Edit, import, source library. There we go. Source soft. No, what the hell? Okay. Oh, I didn't go to done. Oh, Kim. Oh. Import, paste. Let's do the auto repeat real quick. That doesn't suck. I like that. Okay. You know what? We could probably use this type of thing where the people were walking. Let's see. We go done. And then now will you let me go to shape? Dick. Okay. Shape. Edit. Import. Source library. And then soft. Now the difference between soft and whatnot is like you have a harder line on some things. This one you can kind of have like a softer edge and stuff like that. I want this to be a little bit lighter, so what I'm going to do is going to hit this bad boy, edit, hit it, it just inverts it, and it will change it up a bit. And then I'll probably just change the, because basically what you're aiming for is the white on here. Okay, so we're done. And let's see what it gives us. So like a texture. Now we'll use a different one. Let's see. But for a sidewalk, can't see it. Let's see, make it a little bigger. Now I think there needs to be like some sort of barrier between the front door and, you know, because people are ambitious and like to let the cops know that they care. Let's see, let's not do that. Let's see. By driving a car through the front door. Nothing says I care more than a car through your front door. Let's see. Let's see, and that's the texture. Let's see, give it. Let's see, let's try. What does black do for us? Really don't want a black. Let me try this. Go back to this. Edit. Done. It's just not dark enough. I wonder if I can edit that. Let's see, color curves. I don't think it's going to do much. Okay, so let's do that. We'll take you. And we'll just kind of adjust it here. Freeform it. Just kind of warp it out a bit. May as well extend it. I don't care if I don't see the texture itself. I just want to give it that idea that there'll be something here, Captain. Okay, that doesn't suck. Alright, and then I'll just darken a little bit of it. Let's do this. I'm going to use that. And then just kind of, whoops, wrong color. And just kind of smudge the corner so that it looks like a curb. Let me make this a little bigger. Oh, duh, it's not on the same layer. We need to get on street level. Alright. That almost doesn't suck either. Let's see. We'll bring it. Oops. There we go. And then I could kind of smudge it a bit. Okay, and then let me see if I can select that. Let's see, and I want the sidewalk. Let me make it white for the moment. Yeah, we use that brush. I wonder, should I use a marble-ish looking? Just want to kind of rough it up a bit. Looks like sand. Let's see. I kind of like that color right there. Let's see. Shoot, time is it? Okay, I got a little bit of time left. Okay, and then we just need to give it a bevel edge or something. Let's see. Alright, let's see, we're going to do an opening as well, but we need plants and stuff. So what I think what I want to do, I wonder if it'll let me paste. Ooh. Let me try something. Yeah, we could probably get away with that. Let me see if I can do something here. I might not keep this. Drop the opacity a bit. Yeah, I could probably make that work. for sidewalk purposes. Let's see. Oops, wrong one. Let's see, I want to duplicate. Do I want that as a curb? I like this brown here as a curb. Let's see. Whoops. Paste. Freeform it. Distort it just a bit. Okay. And just kind of smudging it. It's a little high. And we'll just see if we can make that a little smaller. All right. See, we'll use a little bit of the gray and street. Oops. There we go. Use a little bit of the gray, and then just kind of gray it up a bit. Okay, good enough for government work. All right, I want to use some of that metal. Where are you? Right here. And I'm going to make a planter. Oh, that would be interesting. Plant. Let me see something. Oops, not you. Move you over. Put you down. Paste. Put you to the top. Okay. No. We want to make it bigger. Why do you have... Let me bring him all the way down so it'll trim whatever's on it. Okay, there we go. Alright, so about like... freeform it. And duplicate that. Whoops. way over there. And then we'll put one in the middle of the road. And we'll warp it a bit so it kind of has like a curve to it. Pretty. Move, damn you. This one's got stuff on it. Why you got stuff on you? Let me do this. 'Cause I'm too lazy to erase. There we go. Somebody had money to burn on this budget. Okay, let's throw some treeage on in here. Let's start with the dark color. They've got some really interesting stuff in the organic here. This is sword grass. Let's see, and we'll bring the bush up here. And then we'll do the same thing here. It'd be interesting if I could put it here. I don't know, maybe that cheapens it a bit. Let's see. Okay. If I can create a flower brush. These are paper daisies. And just kind of give it a little bit more texture here in the plants here. So we should trim the hedge, trim the verge. Oops. Alright, and maybe some grass around the edges of the building. Let's see, let's try wild grass, see what we get for that. And maybe a tree of some sort. Let's try. Oops. Yeah, it should show up. We need like brown. See, in my world, trees are somewhat brown. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's. But what kind of tree? That's the question. Ooh. We'll have beveled trees. We got one a little higher than the other. And maybe snow gum gives us. Not much. Let's see. Let's get a little anal retentive. Let's see. Let's give it like a rectangle. Oops. Lollipops. And about a darker green. Let's bring it down some. La, 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 la. Erase. I don't know. What do you think? Let's see. How about... Yeah, they look kind of dumb. Trees should be trees. Let a tree be a tree. Let's see. Unless it's not a tree. Let's see. I could play with that later. Let's throw sky in there too. So trees without branches. Ooh, what if they all merged? Hold up, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute. Let's try rainforest. And just piss off everybody who has an office in that area. Can't see shit for the trees. We'll use a bit of the snow gum. Kind of tree it up a bit. Alright. Sorry for my foul language. Buildings do that to me as I suck at them. Okay, and then we'll maybe toss a little bit of yellowage on here. Oops. Let's make it tiny. There we go. Maybe if I give it a texture, it'll look like... Nah, I'm not gonna do that. Bump it. You guys keep your weeds. Alright, we'll put a little bit of that, we'll dot a little bit here in the grass, and we'll probably merge it a bit, maybe with one of the other brushes. We got sword grass and wild grass. Let's use a little bit of sword grass, and we'll kind of throw some weeds in there. Okay, and we'll fix up the wood. It's like a reddish, we'll have it like a reddish brownish wood. That's twig, bamboo. Could bring some real trees in here. I'm a real tree. Okay, and then dark brown. Alrighty, you guys. It's almost time for me to gizzo, so I can go and earn a living. And that does not suck too bad. It would suck to be anybody in those offices. But you know what? I can have the bushes do the same thing. You know, somebody was just like crazy with the treeage here. Let's see, let me see if I can duplicate that. Keep everything but, let me see. Make it smaller. Yeah, let's just piss off everybody. There we go. Ooh, that does not suck. Okay, so we got that going on. So we'll put that like that. Ooh, I kind of like that it's beveled like that. Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe we'll throw some flowers in there too. And another metal piece here. So you just go to, not gallery, got dandruff. Kimberly, suck at this. Suck, suck, suck. Okay. There we go. Copy you. And then just put another piece right here. There we go. And we'll throw some bushies on there. So we'll merge these two together. Let's add bush. Use the darker, maybe not that dark. I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle. I go riding merrily along. That's too much. Too much. Maybe not swordgrass. Maybe the paper daisy. My alarm's about to go off. You guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'm just doing like a little tone here so it looks like they're overlapping just a bit around the edges. Kind of gives it like a shadow, a reflection maybe. All right, and then we can do sky pretty freaking fast and easy by, let's see, we'll give it one more layer, bring it all the way down. We probably don't have to bring it that far down. Go for the blue, and then let's see, I want the clouds. The clouds are pretty badass. Let's see. I'll make it blue. You're not blue enough. Looks like smoke. I want sky blue. There we go. We'll clear this layer. Don't want to fill it. Nah, we don't want to fill it because it's above the ground. So just make a quick rectangle, and now we'll fill that. Use a darker blue, maybe for the cloudage, maybe about like right there. Got the clouds. Don't want any hardcore things. And a little bit of white. A couple of happy clouds here and there. Let's get all Bob Ross-ish. There we go. And a little bit more blue. Make it a little darker blue. Have about like right there. We'll drop the opacity a smidge. Just kind of, it's a happy day. There we go. Good enough for government work. All right. Okay, so there we are, and then all I'll have to do is just throw a little bit of atmospheric around and an opening, and I will work on that later. You guys, thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully you picked up a few things. If not, let me know, and I'll see if I can go a little slower on the next go round. If you like what you see, like and subscribe. I'll go ahead and do, we'll take us on out with a time-lapse replay. Take care, you guys. Bye-bye. Alrighty, keep an eye out for this one. Take care. Bye-bye.